or my friend, as it looks like we have one person here, which is a good start. Sometimes there isn't one person here. Let's see, I'm looking up a book. I hope everyone had a good holiday yesterday. And I hope it's going into a good weekend. Tomorrow's Saturday. My days tend to blend together. I'll be honest with you. Doesn't seem much difference between a Monday and a Friday, which is actually okay for me. Um, I made my way here, meaning that there were some points in my life, when I was extremely focused on time and the days and what's going to happen this day, what's going to happen the next day. It isn't a bad thing. It's not where I want to be. It's not where I want to be right now. What I want to be is free. By free, I don't necessarily mean that, hey, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. It means that I am free of the conceptual nature of time, that I'm free of the demands of time, that I'm free of my own self-limiting thoughts and beliefs. Is that possible? Is that possible without full awakening, full enlightenment? Let's find out. That's what we're shooting for. Our friend Barb is here. Barb says, greeting with hugs and blessings to all. Thank you for that, my friend Barb. Here's what drew me to the path of A Course in Miracles. And after, yoga, meditating, breath work, all of which are very important, all of which, one, I teach. It's the foundation of my life. But the Course in Miracles, it's telling me that I can get to this state of overwhelming peacefulness by simply forgiving. Now, there's some cosmology to that forgiveness, that we're taking a different approach to forgiveness, which isn't easy to wrap our heads around. Carl says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. What Course in Miracles is telling us that we forgive to set ourselves free. What a wonderful concept. It's actually beyond a concept. What a wonderful thing to do. That, traditionally we think of forgiving as, well, I'm in a position where I can forgive you. You've suffered enough, I forgive you. I know you're sorry, I forgive you. Here's the thing, we keep saying I forgive you. There is no I that actually forgives. Forgiveness has already happened. Forgiveness is simply the moment moving on to something other than when that event occurred. When we cut our finger, the body doesn't have to keep saying, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. It simply begins the healing process. It's over. It's done. That's forgiveness. And yet, we've taken it to mean that we get to judge somebody, that we get to have a grievance towards someone, that we get to resent someone. And when we're ready, maybe we'll put those grievances aside for a little bit until it's convenient to bring them up again, and then we will forgive. Our friend Rex is here. Rex, my friend, how are you? Rex says, thank you. And Carl says it's 10:13 here. It's 5 o'clock here. So you must be, are you in Europe? Great Britain? So forgiveness is simply recognizing that the thing that we are holding a grievance towards is already done. already over. And that by holding on to that resentment, holding on to those attack thoughts that we were attacked by someone, um, we are connected to that person forever. They have power over us. And I simply didn't want to have any power whatsoever. I didn't want anyone to have power over me, um, including myself. I didn't want my ego to be calling the shots all the time, that I needed to hold a grudge because my ego was saying this person hurt you. I simply wanted to be free. And with that deep practice of forgiveness, you're free. You liberate yourself. Our friend Burpee Reaper is here. Says, hey, we were just talking about you. I was having a chat with a friend, and she was saying what a wonderful person you were. Reaper says, what up, Eric? Long time no see. Man, you had a killer workout. You had a double workout. Put in some reps with Leo. And then shrugged it off and said, now my warm-up's done. And you dove back in. Let's see. Barb says, hey, Reaper hugs. We get a salute from Reaper. And Reaper says, no thanks, Eric. That means a lot. Hey, Reaper, I wonder if you know all the good stuff that your channel's doing. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wonder if any of us know the reach that we have, that you've truly affected a lot of people, you've helped a lot of people, you've inspired a lot of people. What you do with your channel is important. And I do think it's important that we all realize, I'm going to use the word important again, how important we actually are. Let's see, Rex says, do you have anything to say about getting attached to someone you know you're not going to end up with, if you don't mind? Let's see, well, Rex says, can I hear more about forgiveness? And then, I'm sorry, I missed some of your previous conversations. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Let me catch up real quick. Barb says it's wrong to judge anyone, even ourselves. God will do the forgiving. Well, that's the thing. That's the whole nature of forgiveness, is that it's not us. And like you said, God will do the forgiving, and it's already done. It's already over. God has already forgiven. God doesn't hold grudges. When Jesus looked down from the cross, to the people that put him there, the people that tormented him, the people that put nails in his feet and in his hands, put a crown of thorns on his head, who did he forgive? And how did he forgive? He didn't forgive by saying, well, you guys are going to suffer later, so I'm going to forgive you now. He saw their innocence, that they didn't really attack, and they couldn't attack. They couldn't attack who Jesus really were. They can't attack who we really are. No one can. And he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He saw their original innocence, and that's what forgiveness is. And it's the hardest thing in the world to do sometimes. Can you look at the person that attacked you and say, they don't know what they're doing? That's what yoga is. Yoga is seeing how the mind works. People attack because they're afraid. In A Course in Miracles, they say that every attack is a thought, and it's a thought based in fear. And the fear is that they need to be recognized. The ego needs to be recognized. It's a small little voice screaming in a void. See how important I am. See how funny I am. See how clever I am. See how important I am. And that's the reason it has all these grievances. And they're saying, I'm attacking this person because. And they have this long list of becauses. However, we can choose not to be attacked. As simple as that. We can choose peace instead of this. Let me scroll down here real quick. We're going to continue with the forgiveness and talk very quickly about attachment. That attachment is fear as well. Again, in the beginning of the Course of Miracles, it says that um, everyone thinks the opposite of love is hate, but it isn't. The opposite of love is fear, although love itself can truly not have an opposite. It's all-encompassing. It's reality. It's what exists. So how can reality have an opposite? But it can have an imagined opposite, and the imagined opposite is fear. When we are attached to anything or anybody, it's because we are afraid that we will be less, that we will be diminished if we don't have that. But when you realize who you truly are, being unlimited love, how can you ever be diminished? Is there anything to be attached to if everything is already yours? That doesn't mean the person is yours, but it means the love that you are attaching to that person is already yours. If that person is not going to be with you, is not meant to be with you, there's nothing in the world we can do to change that. I've never in my life, being 59 years old, regretted anything that I've ever let go of. But I do have some regrets, or I did have some regrets, on the things that I held longer than I should have. I knew I should have let go, and yet I kept clinging to it and clinging to it and clinging to it. And I suffered. I suffered because I was clinging. In Buddhism, the reason why the Buddhist says the reason why we suffer is because everything is changed. Life is transient. Nothing stays the same. And yet we have a deep wish and desire for things to be this way. And we don't want them to change. For good or for bad. But when we realize that everything has changed, and we realize we can't hold on to anything, everything's there. Everything is ours. Put your hand in a deep bowl of water and make a fist and see how much water you can bring out. Put that same hand in a bowl of water and make a cup and bring it up and see how much water you have. One is closed, nothing can enter. One is open, and we can hold the world. So let me dive in here, guys. Reaper says it was hot today. It's hot here too. It got over 100 degrees. Reaper says, it is, I'm very glad I can help someone. I think the same way. If I've only helped one person, then hey, I've done pretty good. But I know for a fact, Reaper, that you've helped countless people. Barb says, I tell you what, watching the channel gives me courage to fight what I have in the physical sense. I'm all with you, Barb. I am all with you. Rex says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Barb says, amen. Rex says, amen. Well, Barb says, at times we do have to let go, but we love so deeply we hurt ourselves. Here's the question. What are we hurting? What is it that's hurting? If we examine it deeply, we see that it's an ego wound. It's the ego that is hurt. The ego is wounded because I didn't get what I wanted. However, if you look deeper past the ego, if you look at the awareness that holds the ego, nothing is gained, nothing is ever lost. Sergio said, is the cup half empty or half full? There is no cup. There is no cup. The cup is illusory. Reaper says, half full. Antonio is here. Antonio, my friend, how are you? Joe's here. Joe Delaney. I've been thinking about Joe Delaney all day long. And there's a reason for it. Because we have a lot to celebrate. Joe Delaney has 430 subscribers. How absolutely amazing is that? I mean, honestly, how absolutely amazing is that? This is Joe's link, guys. Speaking of inspiration, our friend Wolf is here. Wolf, my friend, did I miss you come in earlier? I was talking away. Reaper says, Rex, this is what Yogi does. He helps. Thank you for that, Lewis. Joe says, believe me, I'm as forward as you. I'm happily amazed because I knew your message, that your big message that you have, once it got out, once the right people heard it, it was just going to spread. Guys, if you don't know, Joe Delaney has made a miraculous transformation, and she did it from the inside out. People are going to look at her and they're going to look at the outside transformation and say, wow. But the real work, the honest work, was done on the inside. She healed herself, emotionally healing herself. Her and I've talked about this a bit. Healing is a continuous process. And it was doing that deep healing work that allowed her body to transform. If you want to make changes in your life, you can't focus on the outer things. Don't change your behavior. Change your thought process. You change your thought process, your behavior will change by itself. Our friend Jacob is here. Jacob says, blessings and love to you all. And to you as well, my friend. Jacob says, second live stream. Let's go. Big salute to Mr. Yogi. Hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Thank you for that. And I appreciate the likes, guys. Goldie says, please remember to tap the like button. And she says, hi there, lovely people. To which the reply is always, hi there, lovely Goldie. Barb says he did. Now he's cooking fried catfish and shrimp for us to eat. That sounds like a good combination. Hey, Burpee Reaper. Rumor has it that Wolf has been inspired to start doing some push-ups. Getting back into Air Force Airman shape. Rex says, I'm glad I stumbled here. I'll be coming for more lessons and preaching. This is my first time here. You know, Rex, I'm glad you're here. I like to think of it as we're just having a conversation and we're seeing what comes up. Rex, I just subscribed to your channel, my friend. Oops, Reaper says, Eric, you skipped my comment. Let me back up. Let's see. Which one did I miss? I see, if it is, I'm very glad I can help someone, which I mentioned, because as I said, man, you help a lot of someone's. And I saw you're half full. Oh, there we go. So guys, Leo and I, there we go. So guys, Leo and I, Sundays at 7:30, DBZ Boys, brutal workout. Man, I'm looking forward to that one. We will definitely have it up so that people will be able to, I'll definitely share it out so people will know and they'll be there. 7:30, so my time, it's going to be 10:30. Perfect. Perfect. That's awesome. Big reps are going to come, man. Big reps are going to happen. Antonio says, okay. Rex says, you've helped me today, and I didn't expect to have the answer way out here. I'm happy that we were able to help, Rex. One thing to keep in mind, every answer you ever need is inside yourself. It could be said that, and in A Course in Miracles they say it, it's also said in yoga, we have two voices in our head. One voice is always wrong. That's the voice of ego. It's always wrong because it's always saying, what's in it for me? How is this going to work out for me? It's always afraid. It's always saying, I'm attached to this person because I need this person. I'm attached to this person because of whatever. It always has a description and a need and a want and a desire. The other voice is always right. And that's the voice of who you truly are. We could say it's the voice of spirit. We could say it's the voice of awareness itself. It is the voice of whatever higher source or power you believe in. And it's always a quiet voice. And it leads you by intuition. And it'll always steer you in the right direction. The key is to ask the right question and then know which voice is answering. Let's see. Thank you for that, Reaper. Let me dive in at the bottom here. Oh, let's see. Barb says, I'm scared of Wolf doing that. First time I hear that. Uh-oh. Wolf, I didn't get you in trouble, did I? He has really bad back injury. I think push-ups, though, because you're in that plank position, I think that if you start really slow, that it might be helpful. But I don't want to get Wolf in trouble. Let's see. Joe says, thank you, Yogi. I'm amazed by my subscribers. So again, if anyone just came in, Joe has 430 subscribers. If you remember, it wasn't that long ago. Maybe a month, maybe a little over a month. Joe was under 100. But she's got such a positive message. Not just a positive message. She has a healing modality. She's a teacher. I know a lot of people who walk away from that title of being a teacher. But the philosophy and Course in Miracles says that we teach. We are all teachers. We teach what we most need to learn. So that sort of lets us off the hook. We are teachers and students at the very same time. Reaper says he's scared. You'll be leading the way. Yeah, Leo's definitely a savage, but you're the lead savage. You're the chief savage. You're the head savage of the pack. You could say there's no one more savage than the Burpee Reaper. Burpee Reaper is a savage that other savages go, man, that guy's a savage. Let's see. Joe Delaney says, Leo, what time zone is that? That is West Coast, Pacific. Reaper says they want to do the 500 Navy SEALs with Jacob. West side time. So what, is that an hour difference, Joe? Rex says that's a great thing to note. Yeah, it's always important to know that if an answer resonates with you, you know, if someone says something and you nod your head and you find yourself agreeing, it's because the answer was inside of you the entire time and you're just recognizing what you already knew. Antonio says, hi, hello, my friend. Let's see. Barb says, Doc said no more than 5 pounds. He weighs more than that. Yeah, maybe he needs to wait and get his doctor's clearance. Maybe he needs to wait and get Barb's clearance. No push-ups until Barb says, Wolf, you're clear to do push-ups. Barb says, pulling his body up to the rig hurt, so I'm scared of this. So we will, there we go. Wolf says, I stay in trouble, but I'm not talking about burpees, just a few push-ups. Maybe 2 to 3 to start. Yep, that's what I was thinking. 2 hours difference. So I think it might be a 4-hour difference then for me on the East Coast. No, Reaper says, Joe, I thought that Texas and California were in the same time zone. You guys are Pacific, and she's in what, Western? And then we have a Midwestern, and then we have Eastern, and then we actually have one past Eastern. Greg's here. Greg, my friend, how was your holiday? Goldie has a great suggestion. Wolf, how about starting with planks and work yourself up? Excellent suggestion. Joe says it's 4:35 p.m. All right, so yeah, an hour time zone. Barb says no push-ups until I heal. That way I can take care of myself. I think that seems like a fair compromise. Barb says hi there to Greg Dayton. Always a pleasure, and you know I mean it. T says hello everyone, having a better day. Reaper is awesome. Reaper is awesome. Greg says hello to Barb. How have you been doing? Leo said so. We were just talking about Leo. Leo, you got a big compliment from the Reaper. He said you were a savage. He says you actually have him a little scared. You know what? That's like the highest burpee compliment you can get. If you got Reaper a little concerned, can you keep up with young Leo? That's a pretty big compliment. Thanks for joining in, Leo. The J. Jordan is here. Man, we got the burpee illuminaries here. We got the best of the best. Let's see. Barb says, isn't it Eastern? Central. There you go. Central. Mountain. Then Western. Yep. Or Western or Pacific. I forget which is what it's called. Absolutely. You're correct, Barb. The J says he liked and he shared it out. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope everyone is subscribed to the J. Jordan. He's the reason why I'm doing live streams. As mentioned before, just a huge inspiration for me to come and be myself. I didn't have to do anything special. I didn't even have to have anything to say. I could just come and talk. The J showed me that you can make your live stream an art form. You can make a conversation an art form. Let's see. T says, hello Goldie, hope all is well there, and you haven't turned to cannibalism yet. She is off the fast, eating solid food. Our friend Optimob, Timo is here. It says it's 11:37. I appreciate you stopping in, especially it being that late. Greg says, hello Goldie, glad 4th of July is over. Holidays are overrated BS. You know what, Greg? I have to admit, I kind of agree with you. I maybe even more than kind of agree with you. Optimob says PM. Jay Jordan says, "You doing great, just Yogi." I appreciate that. That is high praise from someone that I admire so much. T says, "Goldie, I'm so glad your daughter is sensible. Her safety is important to me." Greg is asking how Bumblebee is doing. Let's see. Wolf says, "If I wait for Barb to say so, it won't happen." T is going to sort some supplements. Thank you for saying that, because I got to remember to go take my pill in just a minute. So, guys, feel free to drop your links. Let's see. Optimob says, "Goldie can barely stay awake, so I wrote good night." I really appreciate you stopping in. Even just to say hi and good night. That means an awful lot. And I really appreciate, man, you guys, you brought in the day with me. You were here at my 5 o'clock reading, and you're here in my bedtime live stream. So, and then I got to spend time with you in the afternoon. Very much appreciated. Goldie was with me as well. My cat's meowing at me. Goldie says, "Same here, Timo. Going to sleep soon." T says, "Greg, I'll be chatting in about 15 minutes. I need to sort out some herbal supplements for the next 24 hours. Doing a lot better today. Had a 6-hour nap after physio." Jacob says, "Let's get the J Jordan to 8K subscribers. Big sweet to you, brother." And then onwards and upwards for the J. T will be right back. Oh, let's see. I saw Laradox. He stopped in this afternoon, but he didn't have much to say. Barb says his health is between his doctors and him. If he is okay, the push-ups, he can do them. I will hide in the other room. I can understand that, Barb. I think that Wolf's going to be really smart, though. Let's see. T wants to know, can someone drop Reaper's Sunday Live with his Barbie Girl Reaper? Oh, we'll definitely be dropping it. Jacob says, "Let's get Bumblebee T to 200 subscribers." Awesome. Thank you, Jacob. T wants to know Goldie's first meal. Greg says, "Zeradox is cool. He just needs to mature and learn things in life." This is true, Greg. It's easy to forget. He's 15 years old, and we think about where we were when we were 15. I was a mess when I was 15. I was also a mess when I was 30, by the way. Goldie says, "Cream soup," and later on, Somali. Goldie says she agrees with Greg about Laradox. Barb says he can't really kneel, so I can't see him doing push-ups. Maybe push-ups on the sofa or the bed to start with. Leo says, "Reaper's still here." We will find out in a minute. Goldie says, I knew that would be a tongue twister. How close was I? Jacob says, let's get Sister Goldie to 300 subscribers. Salute to you, sister. $14 likes. Thank you guys. Much appreciated. We had a nice opening conversation. Talking about attachment. Talking about forgiveness. Reaper says, Leo, I just remembered I got the Sunday tunes, bro. Hey, oh, well, you guys got something big. I was going to say, is there any way to combine it? I'm sure Leo wouldn't mind doing some burpees to some songs. Give me 1 second, guys. I will check that. Check that after the live stream, or is it? Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, there we go. Cody's going to leave a voice message. Judge for yourself. All right, guys, let's hear it.
Sarmale.
I wasn't that far off. I got the Mali part.
Sarmale.
Right? Salamali. You know what? I'm going to give myself a 7. Okay. I'm going to give myself a 6.5 out of 10. Let's see. T says, Barb, could Wolfie do a wall press up? Hey, that's a thought. Hands on a wall. Excellent idea, T. I wanted to make sure. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that you said later, but I wanted to see how close I was. Let's see. Reaper says it's fine with me. If he can deal with Barbara Girl playing in the background. He's a yogi. He's a Zen master. Of course he can deal with it. Our friend Leo is nothing but focused. Let's see. Jacob says, let's get our brother Reaper to 1K subscribers. Big salute to you, my man. Definitely let's get him to 1K. You know what? Every time I click on Reapers, though, he's up and up. 832. Roll your R's. I don't think my R's roll. I think my R's are stuck in one spot, and they have been since, oh man, 1978. So I didn't get a 6.5. Maybe I got a 5. It's got to be over 5, right? I got the Mali part. T says, Barb, me and you can at the moment. Maybe we could do a chair exercise as a chair burpee. You know what? What I'd like to do, if I can get around to making a video of chair yoga that you both could do. Barb just put up a short of some fresh fried catfish. Hey, Barb, you can share it here if you want, so we can all see it. T wants to know what Somali is. Jacob says, let's get our sister Barb to 4K subscribers now. Awesome goal. Let's see. Theo says, Yogi, speak on the thought of living for the moment and stressing about the future. I enjoy hearing your points of view. It's a great thing to talk about. And actually, we talked about that at the very, very beginning, because any single thought that you have of the past, any single thought that you have of anything that is not occurring right now is just a story of the past. Any thought that you have of the future, any thought that you have of stress, doesn't exist right now. It's based upon the future. In the moment itself, you can't be fearful. You can only imagine fear. And when you realize that, everything sort of lets go of itself. The thought is just, or the future is just a thought. The past is just a thought. Thoughts aren't the thing. I forget the Greek philosopher. He said, Alan Watts, I believe, might have said it, that you can't get wet by the word water, which seems kind of flippant when you think about it. You can't get wet by the word water, but you can't be stressed by a concept because it doesn't exist. Everything's a projection. We're projecting things in the future, and we are holding projections from the past. Through the act of forgiveness, we let go of all projections, and we're already centered. You're already centered in the here. You're already centered in the now. There's absolutely nothing you need to do to get here except wake up and say, I'm already here. It's a big revelation when you realize there's absolutely nothing to do. Nothing to do. There's no spiritual practice that can bring you right here. There is no emotional practice that can bring you to the now, because it's only always right now. And when you relax, you find I'm exactly where I need to be. It's just the thoughts that are telling you, do this or do that, practice this, practice that. The good news is we're not our thoughts. We're the awareness of the thought. And awareness itself never changes. You had the same awareness, or I should say the same awareness had you the moment you were born. The moment you came into this world, you were aware. You didn't have any words or concepts to be aware of, so you were simply aware. And as you progressed through life, you accumulated a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of stories, a big vocabulary, and that became part of your awareness. But somewhere along the line, you confused yourself for those concepts, for those words, for that vocabulary, and not the awareness any longer. But if you look, if you examine it, the same awareness that was there at birth is there now. That's the one thing that never changed, the one constant, because that's who you are. And awareness is always focused in the here and the now. It can't be anywhere else. I hope that was helpful. Jacob does not like his keyboard. Welcome with Goldie says, guys, I'm saying good night. Good night, Goldie. I appreciate you joining in. I know it's been a long day, and I know it was a long week for you as well. See, Barb says to Bumblebee, I have wanted to do a video on the arm exercises and have several join in, but the trolls are bad. That would be a good idea, though, Barb. Goldie says it's, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to say the difference. Mal? Not Molly. I'm going to have to practice. Let's see. Wolf says blessings to Goldie, and Barb says, or I'm sorry, T says sweet dreams. Greg says, take care, Goldie. Hope we can chat soon. Joe was away from the phone. She's saying hi to all she has missed. Saying hi to T. So we got a YouTube short from our friend Barb. Fried catfish. Here's a question, guys. Is there any other way to eat catfish than fried? I think the only time I've ever had catfish, it's been fried. Gordy says, T, the cabbage rolls that I usually make for holidays, you saw me make them several times. Thanks for sharing that, Barb. Jacob says, let's get our sister Joe Delaney to 500 subscribers, and drops her link. Thank you for that, Jacob. We got a shocked emoji from Leo Said So. I think the shocking thing is that I'm actually caught up in the conversation. Barb says, I've been asked to speak again at one of the schools. I plan on doing the teaching. Just they have to take me as I am. It shouldn't be any other way, Barb. That's for sure. Jacob says, let's get our brother Optimob to 2K subscribers. Thank you for that. And definitely, guys, Optimob is one of those 1 in a million channels. And we got some shrimp frying up. Breaded shrimp. It's nice to see Wolf. Hard at work in the kitchen. That was awesome, Barb. Thank you for that. Barb says there are several ways. Oh, you know what? I've had blackened catfish. That's actually pretty good. A long time ago, of course. Let's see. Jacob says, I think I shouted everyone here for the most. Let me know if I missed anyone. I think you got everyone, for sure. Jacob puts in some serious work, serious reps, and then he comes here and he comes to other channels and he puts in some serious work for others as well. That tells you everything you need to know about our friend Jacob. T says, Barb, there's a hutch that has a adaptive exercise routine. You do legs and arms in a chair. Nice. My father continued working out in a wheelchair up until his very last trip into the hospital. Leo says, have a great day, Yogi. Stay strong, brother. Peace out. Chat. Have a great day. You too, Leo. Thank you. Barb says that is either tomato gravy or just clear gravy, then smoked or grilled. Nice. And forgot blackened. Yep, I used to really enjoy blackened anything, actually. Kubian. T says, Greg, I'm a lot better now, sat up today, and have managed to eat okay too. My condition can change suddenly, like British weather. Could be another week or more, I guess. I need to be able to be mobile. T says, chair yoga. Yes, Yogi. All right, I will work on that. I have in my mind a 10 move sequence. All be done in the chair. Very gentle. It not only helps with mobility and flexibility, strength, but it opens up the energy centers, the chakras along the spine. Let's see, T says it's free, medical, UK hospital. I forgot water, guys. I gotta take my own little herbal supplement. Be right back. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I left you off for a minute and a view of my messy little office. Let's see. Barb says my lumbar is so deteriorated. Eggshells, I have to be very careful. But I do want to be gentle and careful. That's the great thing with yoga is it's all based upon being gentle and careful. Nothing should be done to any extreme where there should be even a concern. T says, Barb, I have a degeneration spine. T says, we can be chair yogi buddies and encourage each other. I do not put my faces on in public. I might be able to do a I can't make any promises for sure, but maybe like a FaceTime chair yoga get together. Barb says to T that C1 in the neck to tailbone. Very bad. Feel for you, sis Bumblebee. Yeah, I went through all winter up until late spring with a pretty bad back injury. I only started feeling better again, like maybe a month ago. I hurt my back in 1990. I was deadlifting and I was training for competition. And I actually hurt it on a warm up set. I was deadlifting over 400 pounds and I hurt it warming up with 225 pounds. Who would have thought? That's how it happens sometimes. A moment of, just misalignment or whatever, and everything goes haywire. However, it took me about a year to recover from it. I just revamped my workouts. I ended up being able to come back pretty strong, but every so often it would cause me problems. And it did late last fall, doing something stupid. I take full responsibility of it. I had two cars that were parked too close to my car, and there was no way to logically, there was no way to get in. I would have had to climb through the back. And Mocha said, let me try to climb through the back, make it easier for you. And I said, no, I will use my advanced yogic powers and I will get in one joint at a time. And you can watch. And I was actually doing okay. And then something shifted in my back and a spasm went up and down my spine all the way to my leg. Everything went numb. I had to fake like everything was okay because I made such a big deal of my yogic powers to Mocha. But she could tell there was something wrong. This just goes to show you, you can do yoga for 30 years. You can meditate for over 30 years. And the ego is still going to come in and mess you up big time. Barb says that she can do Zoom. I used to have Zoom, but I got rid of it. Mainly because I needed to free up some space on my phone. Maybe I can get it on my desktop though. Barb says the first injury to her back was in '64, car wreck. Car rolled 6 times. Wow, no seatbelts back then. Tisa is not sure how to use FaceTime. 70s baby. It would be this basically the same as when we call each other, I believe. Let's see, T says Barb injuries to neck and shoulders, collarbone from car accident, and fibro. But we can encourage each other when we are both able. I need to be out of the hospital first. Yep, and we'll take everything easy, nice and slow. Barb has the same problems with arms and shoulders. Wolf says all things in moderation. Exactly. He says, yes, Yogi, I have Zoom on tablet. Yeah, that's right. Barb says when you go out, Bumblebee, I will be going in. This is true. So we might make it an earlier night here. We'll see what happens. But I'm thinking maybe 5-10 minutes. I've been hoping to get an earlier night for a few days. For the past couple of months, I've been sleeping about 6.5 hours a night, which is okay. As I get in 2 sessions of meditation, which compensate for a lot of sleep. I try to get in Yoga Nidra. I don't every day. As a matter of fact, it's been a little bit since I'm able to do a concentrated Yoga Nidra session. Yoga Nidra is the equivalent. They say an hour of Yoga Nidra is equivalent to 4 hours worth of sleep. So even if you can get in a 10-minute Yoga Nidra session, it makes a big difference. Highly recommend everyone doing it. You don't need any. Yoga Nidra is also called yogic sleep. It's that space that you get into. We've all been there. You're not quite awake, you're not quite asleep. You're in that in between, and you're guided into that state. So you don't need any skills of your own. All you got to do is lay down, close your eyes, and you listen. Someone will guide you there. I have on my channel, I have a playlist of some of my favorite Yoga Nidra scripts, some of my favorite Yoga Nidra teachers guiding people through. And it is a profoundly healing on an emotional and physical, as well as spiritual level. And it reduces stress throughout the body. And you get some key insights as you're being led there. Teaches you to let go. So if you've never experienced a Yoga Nidra, let's see. Let me catch up here. Barb says, well, everything is cooked. Saying hugs and sharing blessings to one and all. Thank you for that, Barb. You guys enjoy your meal. Hey, I'm a vegan, and it looked good. So, Wolf, you know you're a good cook if you have a vegan saying, man, that looked really good. T says, Barb, I need some time to build my independence in daily life. So we need a week or two once out. So lots of things to sort out too. Support and housing. What is that? See, what's the one word? Yoga Nidra is, lying still. Lying still yoga. Yoga Nidra is the 5th limb of yoga, or the 5th branch of yoga. I mentioned before that the yoga of Patanjali. Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras. He's considered the one who formalized it into a system. Wolf says if you tried it, you might not be a vegan anymore. Probably not. Well, actually, if I tried it, I wouldn't. Um, but this is why I'm strict. I was talking about that with Burpee Reaper because I am definitely someone with a big appetite if I don't control it. So I wouldn't have a bite. I wouldn't have one piece of shrimp. I would have all the shrimp. I wouldn't have a bite of catfish. I would have all the catfish. So 8 limbs, Ashtanga Yoga, or in some parts of India it's called Ashtang. And you might have heard of Ashtanga Yoga as a style of yoga, but that's all it is. It's a style. Ashtang Yoga itself Ashtang means 8, and we're talking about the 8 branches of yoga. The first 2 are the ethical and then personal um, practices that we do. We practice non-harm, non-lying, non-stealing, non-hoarding, sexual restraint or energetic restraint. Um, and then we have the 5 niyamas, which are the personal observations: cleanliness, surrender, self-study, discipline. And then we have pranayama, breath work. That's the 3rd limb. And then we have the 4th limb, which is the asanas, the postures, which everyone thinks of as yoga, but it's just an aspect. It's not even the most important. In Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, 197 short little pithy sayings, sutras, in the Yoga Sutras, he mentions asanas 3 times, and it's all about the proper posture for meditation. Not how to do a headstand, not how to get into downward dog or upward dog. 3 mentions. It's not that it's not important, and it's not that, the original asanas were meant to open up our energetic structures, as well as being able to sit in longer periods of time in meditation, which is the true essence of yoga. And then the 5th limb is pratyahara, and that means withdrawal of the senses. We're so focused on the outer world, we never turn within. We never observe the mind or how the body is flowing with energy. And yoga nidra is pratyahara. It's one of the 5th limbs. You turn within and you're guided into that yogic sleep. There's other ways of doing it. When we're doing anulom vilom, alternate nostril breathing, and we get to the upper reaches of breath work where we are doing an extended breath hold and we're focusing on the 3rd eye, everything goes quiet because we're turning our senses inwards. Or when we do Brahmari breathing, which is the bumblebee breath, where we're literally humming. Like a bee, there's a great importance in humming. It increases your natural production of nitrous oxide, which is very healing, and it soothes the mind as well as the vagal nerve. Guys, everyone should spend some time humming each day. Or if you want, I'll show you how to do the Brahmari breath. I've demonstrated it a few times, actually. And you're using a mudra that symbolizes shutting off the senses: ears, eyes, nose, mouth. That's the mudra. And that is the 5th limb of yoga. The 6th limb is concentration, and then meditation, and then the accumulation of meditation, which is samadhi, which is blissful consciousness. Those are the 8 limbs. There's also 4 main paths of yoga, as outlined in the Bhagavad Gita. There is karma yoga, which is the yoga of selfless service. There is bhakti yoga, which is a yoga of devotion to God, devotion to love. And then we have jnana yoga, which is the yoga of wisdom and self-reflection, self-inquiry. And then finally, we have Raja Yoga, which means royal yoga, and that's the 8 limbs that I mentioned. Let's see. T says, I miss cheddar cheese too much. Oh, here we go. T says, Wolfie, I went plant-based for 18 months. But back on meat, I need a high protein diet for my health condition. T says she missed cheddar cheese too much. Wolf says, no way, I'm not giving up my sharp cheddar cheese. You know what? Probably most vegans say the hardest thing they had to give up was cheese. That might have been the last non-vegan thing that I ever had. T says, Wolfie, I come from a place about 40 miles where cheddar cheese was first created. You know what? Great Britain has really good cheese. Google cheddar cheese. Google Cheddar Gorge, England. It's a beautiful gorge with caves. Nice. So, all right, guys. I think we're going to call it a night, and I'm going to get to bed early for a change. I'll read for a little bit. I mentioned before, part of my practice, I like to call it either sacred reading or holy reading, and it is reading from a spiritual text, the Tao Te Ching or the Bhagavad Gita. For me, it's also A Course in Miracles. Instead of reading something that stimulates the mind, you want to read something that you're long familiar with, that has very deep and meaningful words that you take with you into your subconscious mind as you go to sleep. So if you're reading a fiction book, a mystery, a book that has some violence or something in it, that's what you take into your subconscious mind as you go to sleep. So sort of we can consider it a diet for the mind, that we are being very careful about what we're entering into our mind, specifically during those moments before we go to bed. T says, Yogi, blessings and peace. Oh, hate moldy or blue cheese, like Stoughton. My dad loved blue cheese. Wolf says, blue cheese is awesome. They do make a vegan blue cheese. They do make vegan cheese, by the way, which is actually really good. I can't say you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You would. But, hey, as a vegan, sometimes you take what you can get. So, T says, blessings, Yogi, and peace, and blessings and peace to you. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll try to stick in longer tomorrow. Every once in a while, we need an early night. Tonight seems to be a good one. Let's see. Oh, yeah, BioLife. It's been probably 3 years since I've had vegan cheese. As I remember, BioLife might not have been one of the better ones. Milka is the one to talk to about vegan cheese. She actually was making her own for a while. It's an art form. So, all right, guys, we're going to shut things down. Again, thank you, everyone. I want to give a big thanks and a big shout out to our friend Jacob, who just came in and, man, he made sure everyone got recognized. Awesome friend. As are each and every one of you guys. Let's see. T says corn pepperoni was nice. They make good stuff. Not everything they make is vegan. All of it is vegetarian, but not everything is vegan. Sometimes they put, what do they put in? I don't think it's eggs. I was talking about this with Mocha the other day. I don't remember. It might be eggs. Kayla Bill. Hello, my friend. Here just in time. I'm getting ready to say goodnight. But I'm glad you stopped in. That way I get to say hi to you and goodnight to you at the same time. I hope you're having a good day, and I look forward to your next live session. Kayla puts in monster live sessions. I mean monster. This is someone with a great deal of endurance, guys. Wolf says, blessings everyone. See you soon. Take care, Wolf. Enjoy your meal. Jacob says, big salute to you, brother, Mr. Yogi. Great live, and you're very welcome. Love you all as family. Thank you for having me on your live stream, brother. As always, big salute. Big salute to you as well. Good night. Good night to you. Guys, with that, we're going to call it a night. I'm going to shut things down. I will see everyone tomorrow. If you're around at 5 o'clock in the morning, I do, Eric, thanks for being here. Very much appreciated. I do a 5 a.m. live stream. Stephen Price says, what a shine on that head. Looking amazing. You know what? I don't want to sound immodest. I did make it myself. It's organic. I grew it myself. Now, my parents might have argued that point at one time. But hey, I'm taking credit for it. The shininess, all right, maybe they helped with creating the head. The shininess, guys, shininess is all mine. I take full credit for the shininess. Stephen, thank you for that, my friend. That's probably going to be the last comment for the night. And it's a good comment to end it on. Very much appreciated. I'm going to go to bed and wake up. I'm going to wake up even shinier tomorrow. I have a goal. Thanks, guys. Take care.